Hey there, hi, and once again, welcome back to your channel. This is gonna be the part number 4 on getting started with EMR on EC2 for beginners. In the first part, I covered how to submit a simple PySpark job to EMR on EC2 cluster as a step. Second part, I covered about how you can submit an Iceberg job. Third part, I covered about bootstrapping in EMR with a hands-on lab. Now, part 4, I want to show you how to submit a simple Hello World PySpark job to your EMR on EC2 cluster and also orchestrate that using step function. Meaning, once the job is submitted, the step function will pause the execution. And once the job is completed, if it is success, the step function will go into the success state. And if it fails, it's going to go into a fail state. We are going to see all of that in this particular video. So lab number 4, we will first spin up our EMR cluster and then we're going to look at the step function. So I hope you're excited and I am personally very excited. So without wasting any further time, let's rock and roll. So the first thing that we need to do is you will come to lab number 4. Again, each lab has a video and a resource material. So it allows you to practice, right? And I want to make learning a fun and an easy process, right? So first of all, I would go to lab 4, which I am already in, all right? And I'm gonna give this particular shell file create EMR submit step.show. So chmod plus x dot slash, I'm gonna give permission and then I'm gonna create my EMR on EC2 cluster. Here you can see the cluster has been created. It's Q8N, right? That's the one. And now I will go to the EMR console and here you can see Q8N, right? That's my cluster. Once the cluster is in the waiting state, oops, that's the old cluster here. Once this cluster is in the waiting state, meaning the cluster is ready to accept your commands, I will cover the next particular steps. Meanwhile, the cluster is being provisioned. I can show you the PySpark code, and once the cluster is ready, we'll take a look at the step function. So again, I have a simple hello world PySpark code. Again, all it does, if you see, creates a data frame and then basically writes that on S3. There's nothing complicated about this PySpark job. The goal is to not show you about the PySpark job, but the goal is to show you how to leverage step functions, right? So hopefully this part makes sense. And now for the step function, what you want to do is you want to copy this particular JSON. This is given on the GitHub exercise section. Now head over to step functions over here. Click on create state machine, okay? And then I can probably click on cross. Click on code section and then simply paste this one. So this one will accept a JSON body and then based on the JSON body, it's gonna execute our PySpark job. And if the job is success, it's gonna go to the success state. And if the job fails, it's gonna go to the fail state. So we are orchestrating our PySpark job through step functions, right? Again, behind the scene, it's going to submit a task token and then if the job is success, it's going to reply back and the step function will continue this execution. If it fails, it goes to the fail state, right? Now in the success and the fail state, you can invoke Lambda functions, you can update the metadata, depends upon your application, what you're trying to do. You can even automate a medallion architecture, right? But again, hopefully the big picture makes sense, right? So at this point, my cluster looks like it is in the starting state. So I will pause the video and I'm assuming by this point you have created a EMR cluster on EC2. You have that particular PySpark job and you have created a step function. Now, once my cluster is in the waiting state, I will show you the next particular steps. So pausing the video right here. All right, my cluster is in the ready state. Waiting means it's waiting for your commands. Now, what we want to do over here is now we're gonna copy this particular PySpark job that we had locally. Remember that was test job.py. So in the notes section, you will see I have a notes. So I'm gonna copy this particular local PySpark job on S3 with the command AWS S3 CP. This is the path to my local PySpark job, and I'm gonna copy this into the S3 bucket. But before that, if I probably navigate to S3, I do not have anything. I'm gonna paste this one here and you can see upload complete. If I now simply refresh, I can see a job and I can see my test job.py. Now it's a piece of cake, right? Now we have to just submit the job through a step function. So here I'm gonna copy my EMR cluster ID, that is this, starts with J-2G. Again, your ID might be different. And this is how we're gonna be submitting the job. I'm gonna change this. This is the payload that it would take. So it will take the cluster ID, the name of the step. Again, I'm calling my step name, and then simple args, right? This is the path to my PySpark job. So let's see how it works, right? So what I will do in order to show you, let me first click on start execution, and I'm not gonna execute it right now. So first I wanna go to the cluster. I wanna go to step. Again, there is no step here, right? So I will try to split my screen, so hopefully you guys can see this working. Let me adjust my window right here. Give me 1 sec. I just need to adjust my windows right now quickly. So I do not have any step, right? And now I'm just gonna paste the payload here. Here you can see the cluster ID. This cluster ID, if I go to EMR on EC2, if I collapse this, that's the cluster ID, right? Q8N, right? Q8N. Step name can be anything, and this is my PySpark job, right? So I'm gonna click over here, probably head over to steps, and I don't have anything right now. So I'm gonna submit the job through step function. So I have submitted it, as you can see. Now the job has submitted. If I refresh on my EMR, here you can see that's a step ID, right? Now this job is gonna execute and dump the data on S3. If the job is success, it's gonna automatically go to the success state. And if the job fails, of course, it's gonna go to the fail state. With step functions, you can always add retry. So if the job failed, you can retry for 1 or 2 times after a particular backoff interval. You can completely do that as well. So yeah, just wanna show you, So right now it is in the pending state. And as you can see, the step function likely has paused the execution at this point, right? Now, once the status changes, the status of a step function will also change, right? So now it's in the running state, as you can see, right? So the step function is still, as you can see in the paused execution, right? Now, depending upon the status change, this will either move to success or fail. Now, oops, yeah, okay, that's cool, okay. I wanna just go to S3 and see if I have some files here created. So right now I do not have anything. Oh, I have it. Yep, perfect. Temp2, and I have some Parquet files over here. Let's go to probably the step functions and EMR, of course. So it's still in the running state. So I'm gonna probably wait for a couple of more. Again, now it's completed. Now at this point, I'm assuming it has replied back to the task token, and this the state should change in a couple of seconds now. So let's wait. I'm just gonna wait at this point. Just okay. The step is complete over here, as you can see, right? Now this status should change. Usually I've seen about 30 or 40 seconds because I'm assuming behind the scene, it's either polling for the status or it's gonna reply with the task token, and then again, the status is gonna change. So again, let's see. There you go. The status has now changed, right? The job has completed and the status has moved to the success state, right? So over here, again, you can, if you want to orchestrate a medallion architecture, you can have a bronze script. If the bronze script is complete, then go to the silver script, incrementally fetch item from bronze layer, put it into silver zone, right? Or XYZ, right? Depending upon your workflow, you can use it, right? My goal was to show you the blueprint on how you can, submit a PySpark job through step functions and how you can orchestrate that, right? So I hope you have enjoyed. Now, again, I strongly encourage, try the labs out. Go ahead, spin up an EMR cluster spot instance, submit a PySpark job through step functions, right? See how it's working, right? Of course, you're gonna get errors at the first time, but I think that's the best way you're gonna learn, right? I will leave all the resources in the description, including the PySpark job, the create EMR cluster.shell file, and my notes, so that if you want, you can try and learn these items, right? So with that being said, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have any further questions, list your question in the comment section. And this is going to be part number 4. And I'm excited to I'm excited to see you in part number 5. Thank you so much, guys.